Good morning, everyone. My name is Hanna and for my individual project presentation, I chose the report-based scenario. First of all, can you see my screen? I should ask.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
So here is my presentation outline. I'll try to walk you through the problem my my client is having, the thought process to solve the problem, the solution proposed, and I'll demo the solution in between, and we'll talk about the lesson learned during this project, and we'll have time for questions. So to start with the problem, as it was described on the scenario, a manager at Contoso needs to understand the volume of sales transaction and returns by store. He would also like to understand sales and profit metrics by a salesperson. Here I need to mention that I diverted from the prescribed sales data. I used the general Contoso store for this presentation. And just to give you an overview of Contoso, Contoso is a big retail store with multiple stores in different continents. It sells a variety of goods and has a hierarchy of managers supervising stores at different levels. So to solve the manager's need for finding ways to see his store and employees' performance, I try to identify which key performance indicators are relevant for the manager in order to easily evaluate the store and the employees. But before I suggested the visibility of the KPIs, I needed to know the data structure of the company. I needed to know the data source and availability of certain fields that are needed in order to calculate the KPIs. So initial investigation of the data source, Contoso uses the relational database. It's SQL based. So initial investigation of the database shows that I already have some of the metrics, sales, returns, discount, and I can easily drive the profit and other calculations for the KPI measures. I also saw that I can calculate comparisons through years and cumulative sales by person in the store so that the managers can see the performance of his stores and salespeople. So the solution I suggested is Microsoft Power BI. Why I chose the Microsoft Power BI is the manager will gain complete insight in the Contoso business through the dashboards. And he will also have an opportunity to improve store performance, store and actually salesperson performance by identifying which stores or salesperson are underperforming or which product is being returned to the store more often. He also can see which salesperson or store is issuing way more discounts. Here is a screenshot of my report that I developed for the Contoso manager. As I said before, Contoso is managed by a hierarchy of managers, starting from the general manager who is looking over stores all over the continent or 4 continents. So taking this manager as an example for this screenshot, this manager can open the report and see the general performance. On the left, you can see the KPIs, the general KPIs. And he can also see the sales and the profit by different continents and also the stores, the location of the stores and the volume of sales as the bubbles show the volume of sales for those stores. This manager can also come here and see a return and discount by store, which stores at which continents are issuing more discounts or having more returns, more products returned to the store. He can also see which specific product is being returned. In this case, washer and dryer is the main product that has been returned to the store more often. He can also compare sales and return information through the year. So he can see in 2009, the sales went down compared to 2007. I also have another page showing these KPIs by salesperson. The same manager can see which people are performing at high rates than the others, and also can see the seasonality of sales and compare the last year to the current year sale through this chart. Again, the manager can also see the actual sale and cumulative sale. This will help the manager to see if there is any hike in sales at certain period of time, or if there is any decline in sales at specific point. The chart, these charts also show profit and the discount by salesperson. So just to go to the demo. So here is a Power BI, my report in Power BI services. For the other managers way below than the general manager, they can come here and see their names, choose their names and see only the data filtered specific to their stores. And they can limit the data by certain dates or see that by certain continent. So the report also has a drill feature. So each manager can go to the lowest level and see who has the highest sale or profit, and all the details, all the KPIs in this dashboard. So here is the report by store manager, and again each manager can come here and choose his own name and see the performance of the people under him. So during this project, I have learned that I had so many questions for the data. The project is based on only 2 lines of scenario, 2 lines description of the scenario. But as I do the project, I had so many questions and I needed detailed answers. So what I have learned is in real scenario, I need to ask so many questions as detailed as possible before I start putting together my solution. So my solution changed drastically from where I start to where I finished. So instead of going back and forth and fixing, understanding the problem and having information as detailed as possible will help in saving time and putting out a quality outcome. So a future enhancement is that I'm planning. I really like the data to work with, and I want to enhance the visualization by incorporating sales forecasting in prediction. And the challenge I had when I was doing this project was I have a limited knowledge of SQL, so restoring the Contoso data and working with it was a challenge. Thanks to YouTube, I have learned it fast and was able to do the report.